Teacher Kim here. So, a friend asked me all about ITutorGroup. So, today I will do my best to answer her questions. ITutorGroup has been around for 21 years. It's a well established ESL company. It is different from other online ESL companies in that it hires English speakers from around the world. As long as someone has a bachelor's degree and speaks English well, they can work with ITutorGroup. This can be good because it exposes students learning English to all sorts of accents around the world. ITutorGroup is always hiring. They have a strict policy that causes some employees to lose their job, resulting in the need for more teachers. One policy is that consultants, teachers, have to be in the classroom more than 3 minutes before the start of class. This trips people up with back-to-back classes. It really isn't hard to do, as we can have more than one classroom open at a time. The classrooms run off of Chrome or any web browser, although Chrome works the best. When it is 10 minutes prior to class time, the classroom will open up and you can enter through Chrome. A pop-up window will appear with the classroom and will load. Most of the classes are running on their own web-based platform that has been integrated due to Flash Player stopping soon. ITutorGroup does provide the lessons for us. There are a few different types of lessons you might have. Regular lessons are topic-oriented. These can be good or bad. Some topics are very interesting and some you really need to extend on. OUP are Oxford University Press classes. These are a program from Oxford in England that builds from one lesson to the next. They also have assessments that can be given at the end of units. Regular lessons are trying to be geared to the level of the student, while OUP lessons are actually leveled. Again, regular are topic-oriented, OUP are literally following a lesson plan and have a lesson plan. Regular lessons do not have a lesson plan. There are also OUP storytelling lessons where you teach students how to tell a story from pictures. These can be fun, but they can be challenging also. But you will not start out. You'll start out with regular classes and then would build to get other classes if you have a high enough average. Classes can range from 25 minutes to 45 minutes. When we open slots, most of the time we open an hour slot at a time on the half hour, so like 7:30 to 8:30. They have recently, added some half-hour slots that can be opened instead. Generally, if you book within or near the peak times, you will have classes with children. The farther you go from the peak times, so 11 a.m. my time would be 11 p.m. their time. Later at night, their time, you will more than likely have teens or adults. Adults are always 45-minute lessons. Children can be 25 minutes or 45-minute lessons. 25-minute lessons are either one-on-one, so one teacher, one child, or one-on-two, one teacher, two children, and those are special on the weekends only. 45 minutes lessons can be one-on-one up to 1-on-6, meaning you could have 6 adults or children in a 45-minute class. While this sounds scary, it really is just like chatting with the adults are just like chatting with friends. They will talk with you and answer questions. Children have the option to turn their webcams on, but it is not mandatory. Adults do not have webcams that can be turned on, so many times you are teaching but do not see a student. This can be difficult for some people, but I find that you can hear the errors just fine if you're listening. It's really not that bad. You get used to it very quickly. And also, it's not as distracting as a child bouncing around, running around, throwing you everywhere with their tablet. So it can be a plus too. I tutor students are from China, Taiwan, and Japan usually. I know they're looking to expand some, but I haven't seen students from other countries than these yet. Many times the students will tell you where they're from, but they do not have to tell you. You have to be culturally sensitive and not say anything that would offend someone from any of these countries. You don't want to offend a Taiwanese person by calling them Chinese. You don't want to offend a Japanese person in the same manner. So you have to be cautious. iTutor requires 10 fixed hours a week. These are hours you give your recruiter, which is the person that the company that offers you your contract. They help you set up your starting classes. They will give you a list of peak hours you can pick from. Some of the hours do interfere with other ESL companies, but not all of them. Of these 10 hours, 4 have to be on the weekend in Beijing time. 7 must be from Thursday through Sunday, I believe, but this gets updated often, so don't quote me on this. Also, they have just expanded for their summer hours, so it might actually work out that you could set your 10 hours in their new summer peak times. Once you set your 10 hours, it's up to you if you want to change them. They will keep going month to month unless you change them. And you have to put in a request by the 25th of the month, I believe it is, for the next month. So just because you want to change it doesn't mean you'll change it for the next week. The plus is, before anybody gets upset over the mandatory hours, the plus is that you do not have to work all those hours. If you're trying to work with another company also, you can cancel the iTutor hours. Canceling hours more than a week in advance will not affect your booking. So if you know, hey, next, 2 weeks from now, I want to put all my hours into GoGoKid, VIPKid, Dada, whichever one, cancel iTutor's hours. This far out, there's no problem. Canceling hours more than a week in advance will not affect your bookings usually. I've done it for the beach, I've done it for when I needed to, and I've always get booked. The closer you cancel to class time, so the less time you have between your class and your cancellation, the more likely it will hurt your bookings. The computer that books us will see that you cancel often and will not give you as many classes. It's just the program they use. It's not because you're not a good teacher, it's just a program. That said, you can cancel up to 24 hours before class with no penalty except losing your attendance bonus. Now, the attendance bonus is $1 per class extra. The problem is you have to have perfect attendance the entire month. You have to be there every single class time, every mandatory hour. It's called MPT. But every mandatory hour for the entire month, never getting sick, never missing a class, never having IT issues to get the attendance bonus. It can be done. I did it in July, August, September, October, November, December, January, and February without canceling at all. Maybe March. I might have done March too. I'm not sure. It is possible. It is very hard to do unless you know for a fact that you can be in class every day. You don't end up with a sick child or anything else. Here's what I've found. If you have to cancel, and you know you're going to have to cancel sometime during the month, cancel near the first of the month. Just take a day off, take an hour off during the first of the month. Because if you see that attendance bonus start to build, because it will build until the date of your cancellation, it actually hurts because you see the money you're losing. If you don't see it, you just know it's not there. Just my little tip. But anyway, many people don't even try for it because they know they have something they have coming up and they're not going to get it. Like, I know I'm going to the beach this month. I'm not getting the attendance bonus. I've accepted it. It's okay. I'm adding extra hours to make up the difference. But you have, like I said, you have to have perfect attendance to get it. But anyway, if you cancel with less than 24 hours notice, it can go on your record also. Less than 2 hours notice, I believe it's a financial penalty. I'm not sure because I've never canceled that close. I've only canceled, I think 3 days is the closest I've done. Of course, if you don't show to class, if you don't open your class 3 minutes beforehand, you will take the financial hit. You'll lose money. All your classes for 24 hours will be taken unless you message the company immediately to let them know you can make your next session. The company has an app that you download onto your computer where you can reach out to them in real time and chat with them if needed. This is for IT issues, not in classroom issues, but if you're having trouble getting on or if you have questions, you actually can talk to a real person. Now, they are obviously a person that does not speak English fully, so you have to make short sentences and be aware. But they do their best. Also, if you cancel close to class time or miss 6 classes in 6 months, you will be terminated. Now, they do give free passes to help take these off your records in case it was a technical issue or you got really sick. But this part's a little confusing, and I'm not going to try to go into it now. And also, I don't understand it all because I haven't used it. But that's something that I can either help you find out about or I can help you understand if you decide to join the company. Anyway, this is just a little bit about iTutor. It is a good company. The bookings are generated by a computer, so you do not have to wait on a parent or a student to pick you like other companies. If you open slots, you will more than likely get booked. Bookings happen in less than 24 hours and can happen just over an hour before class time. If you open a slot, be prepared to teach it. Don't think you can open iTutor and another company and you'll be safe, because you won't. iTutor most likely will get booked. You can also open a slot with only like 4 hours till class time and still most likely get booked. I've done that. Since many of the classes are booked close to class time, they do not pay extra. There's no short notice bonus. Literally, you can get booked up to an hour before class and still teach. If you have Tutor Chat open, and if you have a slot open, you can get booked in less than an hour, but they will message you and let you know and ask you, will you take the class? If you have an hour till class and no bookings, screenshot that you have checked it less than an hour before the booking. Then if they do throw you in a class and you're not at your computer, you can say, no, you did it in less than an hour and I did not have notice. So that's just a little tip. Anyway, the pay is not quite as good as other ESL companies. I do make a few dollars less. But since the bookings are almost guaranteed, I make good money. I actually make more because I can guarantee my bookings. Experience with other ESL companies could prompt them, I'm not saying will, could prompt them to offer you a little more. Having your TESOL or TESL already might prompt them to pay you more also. It is required within 3 months of being hired. Another perk is that since you teach adults, you can open hours outside of the peak times and still get booked. For instance, I am teaching today until 12:30 p.m. my time, so that'd be like right after lunchtime my time. That is 12:30 a.m. their time. That's right after midnight their time. So that, of course, is an adult class. So, because, children are in bed by then. But you do get the bookings. Anyway, ranting. There are pros and cons to any company. ITuturGroup has been a blessing to my family. If you have questions or want to get an interview, please email me. I will put my email below this video. I will put my link, but I would not recommend you using it. If you can email me, I can connect you with a recruiter, an interviewer. An interviewer is a person just like me, another consultant, who will interview you and get you hired. With an interviewer, you can get hired and start teaching within less than a week. If you go through the company, it could take up to a month because they get bogged down and they have to try to send you to an interviewer. Going through the company does take longer. If you have any questions, please email me. Please comment below. Let me know. Sorry this is long. I just want to kind of go over everything. If you have more questions, ask. I'm more than happy to help. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.